Na semufo asone so aboabo no amayedie ye bekin kan se kase e de amamo this way chocolate drink you hia e nso share Afia special ice nso e odwa so enye what special drinks kakra best point savings and loans and the best assurance e kan ho a ye de ensem no nyina e ne agopama so de e be mamo ye hwe ensem a wobetie ni ABA panyina oda edom kasia no e o mrahye bedwam ese sanima nkoyie na aban kan Russia and Ukraine ntokwa na edom kuma no so ne omonya adwena onte asio sesei ade na enokra na esi e na aban no kanti ade na edom kuma no ese wo ne aban no anya adwene e wo ho asio ye hwe ensase ho nsem eso no wo mo chiema wo mo de monitor bi akopiem e wo eye emia bi ni titu e wato e mantam emu a ebeboa dadi edwumadie ni titu bauxite etuo ene manganese ho nsem e wo Ghana afanan enyina na yeko apamenya ewekwe mantem nso a omanfo mo aketebo empotemu echese eniema bebre na wo mhu ni se omunya wasetene mu a ebeboa ama omo ato omo nti omo sre se aban no ema wonsa enka Obahima Afia hye Asiedu me na mekenkan ensem no amamo yentie kase no enhyemu Panyina oda edom kasia no mrahye bedwem osan ye mrahye bedwani emaso me abaton pesua honorable osechi mensabunso ose no kwasem ne se enema bi enkoyie na enema bi enkoyie na saban eka oka odi soboni bibo Russia and Ukraine for ekun oka pe ne dom kuma na so na no ene wo se obisa se ada enye no kra na ade no mo ne aban enya adwene se koba se enema bi enkoyie na oka ne sa
That door is shut. Mr. Speaker, wheat has become a scarce commodity on the world market, and that is why the size of the bread is dwindling. Mr. Speaker, the minority leader was talking about escalating prices of construction materials. I agree with him, but he should know that 35% of all the country's steel products originated from Ukraine. That door is shut, and steel products, including iron rods for construction, have experienced a leap in prices. Mr. Speaker, about 3 weeks ago, the minority leader and I, accompanied by members of the Committee on Western Housing, visited Jata Cement to acquaint ourselves with works going on there. It was a remarkable experience. The young man in charge, Mr. Ibrahim Mahama, the brother of former President John Dramani Mahama, must certainly be encouraged. What did strike us, however, is that all the cement paper needed to wrap the products are imported from Russia. The Speaker, today because of the war, he cannot have access to the Russian market. Now he has to go to La Côte d'Ivoire, placing an order, paying for it, and he has to wait for at least 10 days for delivery to be made. That is how your economy is affected, the Speaker, and it also affects the cost of cement products in the country. We shouldn't forget that some time back, a patriotic citizen of this country was the only person producing cement paper in the entire country, in the entire sub-region. That person was Dr. Addison, and he was also exporting to Simao, the factory for the West African sub-region that was located in Lome. It took the effort of one head of state to decree that Ghanaians should not buy, no Ghanaian company should buy the product of Dr. Addison. He brought in materials, equipment to set up his own cement factory. The equipment are still in his house.
Also for we enuane ni kua honsem eso honorable Owusu akoto wada emfie num enhihye bia de osusu se ebeboa ama na soye no etumpon na brekro na nso ebema enua ehun senkan agina ne nan so ewo mai emo
Sansam so anase we in bridge and pin for a pound to mano but people 13 say one and pin what the box side eba be remu e watakra de habo no
taking the government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to bring into fruition this idea of diversification away from cocoa. Cocoa for 130 years since our good friend brought it from Fernando Po onto the hills of Okrapem, has been the mover and shaker of the economy of the Gold Coast then and Ghana up to today. Cocoa is earning us something like $2 billion a year. The vision of this government of Akufo-Addo is to select these 6 crops and give it 8 to 10 years for each of them to be able to produce and export, at least in its raw form equivalent, the $2 billion that cocoa is giving us today. Which means that we are talking about a figure of $12 billion coming out of this presentation.
But you won't be a baby, and also a war, Sebio and Hodin, Nipa da Sani, Abruchini, and Mansana, Epe, and associate me, Yahundi, Nico, Nasi, Dua, Namama 40 million year, and also may sketch Sekokuna. And you obey a Muma Kunsia, and a buying Ape, and a what a Kubia, I have Yatuni 3 Crop Development Authority. Said you are Bensian, a cashew, MCS, a tree, my friend, Atia, you do war, free. Maybe say or friends which you could see I can't do more a friend cashew. And I your ya kube, and your a mango, your enku and your a bear, and sana yasan rubber, incumbano mabonidi, incumbano, and then a share no, and your rubber a mine dear, you can say, and we are bensian. Say, what me you don't hear, Neko Drum Pensuya, a bit of crana. A bit me, I couldn't ascend cocoa. And the power side, a Macu 3 Crop Development Authority say, to say cocoa board pepper, say young for any, and share Sanu Bensian, Nini, Namwagana mind to say the cocoa Yamagana mine pepper. And on a nay, you buy yes and no one to money up, there be. And she say, any acquire Befasua, you bit me, a year, now ye dear Sanu Bensian, Manaconim, now bedroom pepper to say the cocoa dear could do, and no sunshine and ye be pound to me, Bruni Freno. Strategy and implementation plan. Into strategy no and then yabapa hontumano.
Obie ni mse coconut value chain. Be anywhere co waste. However, Ghana essential sector no any developed inti. Yen realizing the full potential. We are currently underproducing, which is affecting all the various value chains. Now, what this 5-year implementation plan ebe say ebe set the coconut sector not to be we will take off and Ghana will become a top player in the global coconut industry. Meaning say your export potential ni be boomi. Your value added process is say coconut oil no ni ade ni be boomi. Enyuma beba. It will be attractive say imebunu and so beba be don ku be dwumedie no. Inti unemployment rate be reduce na sa raking in foreign earnings among mine no. When him say when you asa kwenya inti ama the second edition of the Coconut International Coconut Festival. De Ghana be kwa brochi di abrochi aba Ghana. Baso. Aye launching the takrade. So this is one of the brilliant initiative His Excellency the President Akufo-Addo aban ayama the crop sector, especially coconut sector. Yama wo more pia.
As you share and sassing your body any pound some so mu person mu bauxite do draw any manganese do do a ebrebia ye de kopiem e water crade habo e ma ye de ko amanone ekoton ne sa enti omo de monitors mfidie bia ba e ba be hwe aboa wo e wo sa kwan no eso
Some so and I say we in bridge and pin for a pound to mano, but type people, 13 say one and pimpin or the bauxite, ever be remu or takrade habono, or when I will near money drew, and who's a suchiano, and yet no, and which your son say Nadian pin for bit mesu, no whom drew. A cobasa momano, a riscapa. Over when a name mood doing quantifa quantum personal, Nash and Cafodinam so, Nina Kahon or my gun, a young quando do anano, at it upon some sano. Sabote people, ain't no software, what does where your rasa say and no body any petri when she saw ano. Urumanya for Samuel Abujina po any pin for Quaco Pausa, we in Bridgie and Huntuma. Would you also in some say, Etuja?
Jumadia baby do a hano pay. A Jumadia, a sombo cassia. Na di kanka adwumadie e na eba be boaye man nyina me apekwan a befa so a agudi a yetu e wo form manganese bauxite gold a etwa mo potem hanom no ye de saa hihye ye de abeto hoyi na ne eye Ghana for de na nhyehyɛ na ɛsɛ yɛdi hyehyɛ ne yɛbɛhu sɛ articulator sei no ɛkɔ no tonnage wei ne wom anaasɛ sei ne wom no ne yɛn nyinaa yɛate yɛn ho ase company foɔ no so ɔmo di dwuma no so no ɔmo so ɛbɛboɔ ɔmo ɛnam sɛ sɛ yɛni saa nhyehyɛ yɛ de abɛgu ha ɛnɛ yi a na ɛno bɛkyerɛ sɛ aban so bɛtumi abɔ ne srɛ mu sɛ o nea wode bɛtwa mu no ɛyɛ sei na company no sɛ nea metuu yɛ na nte saa ɛno nyinaa no ɛna ɛde wɔntwi ba nti mɛsrɛ nananom ne amanfoɔ nyinaa sɛ yɛnhyɛ da ne yɛmboa amanfoɔ mo ba bɛ ɛhwɛ saa dwumadie so na biribiara akɔ pɛrɛpɛrɛ yɛ biribiara tɔ no kwan mu company foɔ no nea ɔmbɛtu no Ghana manfoɔ Ghana aban ɛbɛhu sɛ sei ne yɛtu nea ɔmo so sɛ ɔmo atu no yɛso yɛntumi ɛmfa yɛpɛ ɛnka sɛ nea mutuu no ɛboro nea mo ka sɛ mo ɛtu no nti wei bridge deɛ ɛbɛboa bebree na deɛ ɛtɔ so mmienu ɛno so yɛ adeɛ a yɛhia asɛm ɛyɛ ade titiri kɛseɛ ɛne sɛ yɛakwan a yɛyɛ nyinaa wɔ western region ha ɛnkyɛ biara na asɛe akwan yi yɛnyɛ dada na yɛyɛ kakraa biara so ɛnam sɛ ɛyi manganese gold bauxite yɛsoa no dodoɔ de twa mu no nti no na ɛsɛe yɛ akwan no wei bridge yi yɛne Ghana Highway Authority foɔ bɛka abom na wei bridge so bɛboa na yɛde limit yɛde weight limit ato vehicles ɛbɛply on this roads acars ɛbɛba bɛtwa mo kwan mu no nyinaa no yɛde limit ato so na ɛno ama kwan no so no ɛnyina kyɛ ama ayɛ adwuma papa ama amanfoɔ no nyinaa.
Aban lawyer panyina oyo osuafo hwe atentene ne ho nsɛm ɛso ɛyɛ honorable Godfrey Dame na de wɔka ɛne sɛ beneficial ownership disclosure enhyehyɛ omde bɛyɛ adwuma no ɛkwan bi so ɛbɛboa ama keta ahyehyɛ ano abrase papa ɛbra aban ɛboaboa no na wapesika ɛde ama omayi impuntio
Temuafo penny on ansan ya suafo hwe atentene ne nsɛm so Attorney General and Minister for Justice onwonyamfo Godfrey Dame ɛna de nsɛm we nyina no atu edwa ɛna wo kyerɛ mwakyerɛ nsɛntwerɛfo sɛ beneficial ownership disclosure regime no na afei beneficial ownership register no ɛbɛboa ama company bia sɛ yasemesi dia ɛne no watimi aba abɛdan ne ho adi na kyerɛ sɛ wa register ɛwɔ ne din mu na company ne nso din ɛwɔ hɔ no mo enti atuo bia na ɛsɛfata sɛ saa asemesi no anase company ne timi tuade ma aban na aban so timi nya sika kakra no na ne nyina ne yatimi ɛde abɔ ɔman no ho bra ne apem ne mpuntu sɛm no ɛde akɔnkan ɛbɛtimi aboa kitahyehyɛ kankan ne dwemudie ne ko ne nyinaa wɔso obi nso wɔ hɔ no mu a company yɛ ne dia pa enso nso de obi din na abata ho ne nyinaa no wobon sɛ yɛ tax ɔyɛ ntwemfa hu saa wontuatro ɛmfa ma yɛn nanso we nyinaa no bɛboa sɛ ne bɛyɛ registrar general department no information bia no ɛfa saa company ne ho no ɛwɔ so wɔn nsa kan wɔn nsa bɛka na atimi aboa ɛwɔ to gyegye nsɛm nyinaa wɔkyerɛ nsɛm ne mu sɛ yi a wɔde ɛkyerɛ
the beneficial ownership disclosure regime and for that matter the beneficial ownership register will not only help in tackling corruption, but will also go a long way to support us in mobilizing domestic revenue for the country's development. This will be achieved through measures like the lifting of the veil of the real owners of the companies to ensure that they pay the right amount of taxes, reduce transfer pricing and mispricing, which have the potential to undermine our efforts at domestic revenue mobilization. Mr. Chairman, we all agree that given the way the world is changing in terms of external financing architecture, amidst the global impact of COVID-19 and of course the Russian-Ukraine crisis, countries around the globe, including Ghana, ought to find more innovative means of increasing domestic revenue mobilization to deal with the challenges our economies are facing. One sure way to do this is by all of us as a people, civil society and corporate bodies included, to fully embrace beneficial ownership disclosure.
Senior advisor Ede Magana Mampeni na Adodanko Akufo-Addo Yonumunyamfo ya osafo mafo na wakasa ye edefa ekwan ya we no ebetimi aboa na ne sika ebetimi enya ede afri oman Ghana mu na kyese ye de abo oman no ho bra apem oman na konka woni mpuntu osemu a wogidi se we ne se ya ebesan so aboa aban no watimi akonketa hye pro kankan ne dwemudie ewa abra ya ye nsakyera ye kakra ewo ne etwafata se ye enyina mu
initiative. Ghana's membership of the OGP demonstrates the country's desire to further expand and deepen the scope of open and accountability governance. Ladies and gentlemen, may I conclude by emphasizing the critical role of domestic revenue mobilization and sustained efforts by government to reduce corruption through policy and legislative forms to contribute to the achievement of sustainable development goals. The 2015 Addis Ababa Action Agenda on Financing for Development, for instance, emphasized that mobilization and effective use of domestic resources are central to our common pursuit of sustainable development. You cannot talk about development without enhancing domestic.
Registrar of Companies, Madam Jemima Oware, one also den some to dra watch say, we know ebe boy ye papa esan say, ebe ma wo mo a companies e wo mo dia na so mo de nkofo din abata bata ho no mo de o mo ani masi o mo achi no. Ebe ba beda pete mu wo mo ho beda ho na yetimi ehunu say company we asemasi we dia enti sika wo say otua anase to wo so otua e de efiri mu eni.
One of the main challenges is the fact that people don't really understand the whole bio thing. That is the general public. We have to do a lot of sensitization. So when they come to us and you ask them who the legal owner or beneficial owner is, it's a bit of a problem when they come to our office. We actually have to educate them on that. Another difficulty is the type of inquiries we receive at the registry, especially when it's evident that the company structure is complex and layered. They have a difficulty finding out who the BO really is. So we discovered that most companies actually in Ghana didn't even have a register of members, honestly. They were just operating with no such register. So for us to come up with the requirement of coming up with a register of BOs was another headache for them. But luckily, with all the force and all the penalties we've started instituting, many of them are now getting their register of members.
Yako Ghana mrashebe mama ne bono se edum kuma no ye ensentrofo enhyiemu de osi ya nem Prince Akwa Prince Mahai
Papa mejoso
edum kuma no guso ana mawie
pepacho omaye ewie
de omo kan ne fama ye
good omo sema omo de 2 year opania ono okopie mu ewo energy and mines and energy committee no owura John Jinapo ono so ye ranking member and o kire sema hudu mu se emri bi atwa mu no na opania na okopie mu ewo poster ono odi akwachi ho owura dakon ewu dakon na opani sanka obesi office complex bi nti sika na utwato ana se omo bu din so mo bitu na mo no $39 million na mo ebetu dwa no na Kofi Antoata na NDC frap mu na MPP bae no opani police so mo launch investigation edit here say opani ne sika na emu owira mu dodo na $39 million no na sika na toso dodo and nti mo hwe say bi a omo hwehwe mu mo hwehwe mu saa ma yuku na ba mu bi ema papa yi ebeye ha na ena ne ya enu na hi na kopa ne se won so AC complex for no $39 million na mo chire mu se ne bo tinti yenye hwehwe mu no sisi na ko $78 million nti no rate na po chire mu se na se sabi obi abokro no 39 na se no kwa no so tuminya police photo in South Canada and 78 there se na se police photo no se to in South Canada was saying the more mine security ni na and the two meka edidi omochi nti na ne owura Jinapo ka kosi ni na ne se ebe ya nka yema independent ankwankwe na omonko hwemu investigation nka ankwankwe ne nkonko hwemu ne yehwe bia results no betumi afi aba ifan se aban yo to see nya aban yo betumi aginati onka so mo ahwehwe mo ho ase mu a na akwa se oba apai obi glass na obi yesi na wo se papa dan kasa na nko yenhwehwe mu fa na nko che oba udu ono na fu asa wode Hancock to say na wo man lie be wunya ne mfa nti ene won sema na o chirechi mu o de che na o chire mu se nya dia ebeboa na ban ni o man Ghana and the year so far there enya dia the majority are responding to nensemo a obabeka ye but original body no kan no eno ne asema sisia no eta ho mo Ghana fu nyina ehwe enimu
Prince yedim se enne mrashebedwa no ebesi gina ya fa dome kwabenya mrashebedwa ni ehu asem apie ho ne
sana na yina no ye hwe enimu se ebetunye ababe pie mu but on the other papers no asata na pano ni enya bi by the parliament there the year to me ba ebetunye ka ba in the form of addendum ebetunye ba ne say bia actually by the committee no enya decide on report the final report no ebi pie mu e wo chamber that is where the chairman of the committee no Joseph Osewusu on your first deputy speaker of parliament, one of your chairman. They did a report. But I said, the Obeka now to tell me, Ura, Benipura, Usudi Kaka, and Musamamu, and son of the minority ranking, also between Ura, Ricket Hagan, ne Ura Abia for seeing more HM say, or more committee no Sudi, Nanya Dia, or more declare city Diano vacant. Into no, now because the Omakasati Jamu Prastadiano, Ashimi, who do not want to say and shame. But I feel the area, say, and now last year, a possible say parliament will be to me on the GM and they. The rest of beer, only to media pa. Near consider say beer, said the need in a year train, say, a Kobani say beer, a seminar work here, my name Sarah Josafo. The Intiana only pure mature Fina. I just say, a declaring the seat in the vacant. Said your one share no more Chiano. But if you need the Domocas parliament, only a masters on their own, till every bedroom pens Rubino. Now, actually, Musu, Yanni a council, Ebiana and Chester, Intino. As at now, dear, Obian to be financial in the book. And can say na kwakudu and I say na kwakoba. Because this committee, reports on able to try near Naya dance for a fast seminar. And ya NPA, Mashuja fee. But then we debate, and a Mugusua or more a debate crasa. Here anymore. Says the BNC Quamudia and net on the call of the GM. It was a Bayawa day.
And now, son of Mawadi in Babasno, and we're near my benna. Likely, and a bit me about some bacan once a mark of him say, or more ever come with Genemo.
And the money does that some reports will be upper first reading, second reading, in idea consideration to third reading now, which may idea to no more passing. And you know, yeah, you know, yeah, and a parliament in some kind of question, yeah, what you have removed. One we know for two boy, every year, now, tea as usual, up to the end. It's, you know, yeah, care.
See, bills be my my passion.
The budget say,
One pass bills be in it.
Omugusua pass but on the pay many young baby I say finance minister Rebecca Sano media review no
okay
and no and no debate no egusua and the payers and no on draw the conclusion because leadership Rebecca or more idea and this omu wie ntem na say be some consideration be on no so much too more e ho no e be enumre and na say be a so be 3:30 mo na sa kwanya be beto na bi fufuru be abipia me gidi say between the Ghana fo nyina no mo hu de ekoso
Prince Akwa ebema mo ene amanibo.
So that's your bab.
Ghana mrahye bedwam ene ekoye ya na musini Prince Akwa ena ye ne no ebo enkomo no. Yemra ensenfofo emu. Electricity Company of Ghana si efi August busume ne da edi nkan ekro no. Omo beko miamia meters ewo nyina. Ekohwe se meters no omanfo bi de omo nsaka. Obi mu awie bi ana sen no matumi ede okode aniwa ede akire.
Enche bebre and Electricity Company of Ghana empen for Ghana fo nyina akokɔ so obi bia odi nyina monkane a edi dwuma wuntuaka anaso wanam sebu akwa so atwa nyina monkane a mecha illegal connection no sesa wadwen na yifiri mu enya sanso dia bebo ECG empen for amane na wankasa na obeba be YNCC edi amawo so meter so ene ho atechima bra obeba besesa edi amawo o magana for merena kokosi oforuso boso me ne dedikan me che first targets so onim so wo hawo nyina no wona me bi mu na so wan bebo mpenfo amone a ene na wankasa ojejereje esan say oba beti wo hu aguabonte awurawura fiefie mu o magana fa na bebia na oba be inspection na wa ye beso mu se o meter wo de nsaka wa ye illegal connection unso nyina monkane na uyusu abera wuntuaka ene na danta wasenema empenfo chirima mpempe no se dwumadie bi se ba bekoso a obehwe na Ghana fo kokwa na so nim nyansa che obibia wonko na nyansa wo ntirima homa che na wasori adware atoni purum okwa adwuma ene yisi adwuma fo ba bebo purum abo obie ni ho na wabi omo empenfo se saade no wapa ho emrambo ho kwan se obedru fie na se woni ho no mumpa ene kwan wankasa na obefa so obewura firim no eye wankasa wasem se obehuri wo se obebu puru na wodi awura mu nyinyina na emrambo ho kwan enti obi bia o meter wo so de bo abonte no de akobo efie ni inside ana so de akobo wo de mo kitchen se woni fie ho na so wura ho nko a de ne oda no obebu ani na ne wo so ye no wakwakoye ogina so de nsem sei eto Ghana fo anim
Freneko ECG task force ni customer service ni revenue protection for no eba be embark on exercise starting 1st August ya police for beka ho bi na the person and say person who ye meter ebi mu dream say if you say odi goro boy na nya meter ni meter no otoye person mi kesi so say obi ani Ghana ha meter woni fie na ye ne dia Mita no yemfa bita no boɔ no nyinaa emfa magana for. Mita no boɔ no ye subsidized. Mita no emfa ne say mita no ye the amount for service connection so that you betimi the whom power or consume near timi agi esika free ho. But akoba ne say Ghana for onde obi akasa say matomita misraw unto mita.
Na ne kwakra mu no na Samuel the Big Mahama esan ka tusu biem. Say na bat na ye ne asoya hodo no wona wode de ka no wan wa hyase etuatua na wona wontuatua won so de no wo fa UTV verifications no wato wonkra so won hyase no wontuatua enye sa no wo firi won dwumadi ase sei kim wo obeso mu no asem bia ne ho no aka obetie odo be kwasem dibia na afi nso sa waya wadwen say yisi djuma efo firi won dwumadi ase na betua braba sa wadwen san say enya de befa
sisi abebia edru no sisi utility court se power court no so abam eno be Saturday bia na say o say asem o say kasi so say electricity now we are na ekro no mesramu wa wunya bill in how many months there and how many years there wo dey twa picture of meter no na fa call ECG office na ka tro mo say wo ye ni papa wa ba say wa wo ba betua o bill o mo hwe no mo nye calculation na ye den netua mesramu bibia so ni Ghana ha ye friend political meter obi betimi ama meter aka say meter we dey me di bo ofia untua bi da obi aso ma hoda ni nyina ye kro no.
Ghana Road Fund impanyifo HSA dwumadie bi a ekoso ewo Krachi East importamu ewo ti mantemo no na eya akwan hu dwumadie bi omo de aniwa akwakohwe na no kwasem nso omo kwa ede omhu ye no wonkoma atom ye mpa.
Ora John Ashford Afo Jr. a member Ghana Road Fund Management Board one empanifo no Feeder Road Authority ene wo nyina bo ana akoko piem wo Krachi East Mexico Assembly nim ewo otimantem de omoni ko twa bisi omhene santem ekohwe project ahodo ani nyina no wo mo enam foto a eye Ghana Road Fund no emu eyi ede eye ekoko hu se de adwuma no ekọ no wo mo chese contractors no wo ma yade papa pa yi o maso mo wosoro abo mo abaso a wo de to contractors nanim se wo ne aban ne bekasa se ne be ya wo betua wo mo kantem so no mo nso adwuma wo mo ye no matimi awie ne so at the Abo my Ghana Puntu Sem.
Our aim for coming here is to visit the roads under the Ghana Road Fund. We are visiting the roads to monitor and see that what we see on paper is the actual thing that we are seeing on the ground. That is why we are here. On this very section that we have noticed that from the beginning on the Dabai road up to where we branch off for this road, this section of the road, that hasn't been done. And it's something that we carry along and find a way and inform those who really matter that it's important that that section is also handled as early as possible to make it complete. You all see that when you leave that section and come to the middle, and from the beginning if it's not done, I don't think it is that proper. So it's something that we have observed and we are going back. We are going to other projects in this region and we hope that whatever we see will carry it along. Get the contract, pay the contractors and get the contractors.
Kanemra Shebedwa ne de Makrachi East Mexico Assembly no eye onmunyam for Michael Jato. Na wo kire say saa akwan ahodo a wo motwa ewo eye fishing communities awodo mu mpotem honom no. Aboa ye papa po amankwanhia asem eso ate an accident no wozi si aso wo emfo mani enhyeda enhu ne dodo saa. Enam say dwadifo dodo no asisi a ehyan no mo fade tu kwan. Wo mo enkonkofa water lake ne so emankowi akire oyone enkonkunkusi.
Ohwe ya ensuo na wa no enkrofo ewa suo na ja omo nyina de omo no ma ba ha na omo ba be froka na fe omo de ko enti mo hwe ya of late no lake accident ni ade ni nyina no aba from those days no sa communities nyina we classify them as island communities, but this time round no island communities no aba from because abanya abai o create access road ema those communities na enche bia onya twansuo kakra ba na fe waba benya kwan a odi beko kroma kwakodidwa enti the importance of this roads ni say omo the surrounding nyina no obi anya kwan papa so nante omo nsan yusu ensuo no biom ema yenya link accident
nyame adom ti sese no ma ba ye na so mu nya wie ye pa so far no be be do it like eyamaye so far no ya un story ni pa
ayire mo ho no de nje kura free chance no ba ha de o eye pa kwanu de free pale junction ediba hon ediba yiri mu jansi hon de hon mu de nje enura ye ko market ya bresa asana be sisi akra ye ba enu ka ya bre asana ya pio buy free jansi nu ba ha de o.
University of Cape Coast any Duke University of America wo ma ye nkyerkyere hedi Asiedu magazine for se de be ya adwuma wo mo eye wo bambo ho nsem obema ehia wo papa.
Sisi ase uba na se ka mienu na mo ye kesi ewu mu a ba ko nko na ba ko emba agi se ka no agira ansa e ya de ha adwin bebre ye the minister ye wo minister wo ha ofa ha de bia all the ministers bebre fa ha ba ye mfa bre me mo se ye wo bi wo ha ofa ha any moto pipa ofa ha straight ba onfa ha ho Shesena hatie accident ebetumi akos accident ebetumi ama nipa kro nantia wonhwa won ya obetom eno na eye ade ha adwen emaye kromafo nti ye hwe se ye aprako ankasa aden ye nkaw na ye tu aba no ana ba se wo mu na ye tu aba na ye kwa ye sei ko hwe krasi obude kwa krasi baabi wo hwe tie road ye di atuo obebi say aden
yo krom ha ye timamufo efi se de ye mpanimfo na ka no yeso ye fa omoso eno a na ye nyina ye fast because bridge is very bad insuo to anya pra insuo to cars ni nyina bebre gata na insuo no kese na free so ho e de ahode speed na eba it is an ye insuo so se de ye mpanimfo na ka no yeso timamufo na ye fast
kaje afetomo 3 years nani starting efe hu ahun fiake assembly hu waka yomati wakati amefu wada bia ne benefia hu ne fi ne bino efi ne amro ne woyi bia ne wo ye kenu gboko ne agbo ne bia ne wo no ne baba don bia ne yo wonpa government efai ko ni e ba wawo wonye hia hu mene Pago walk back man, walk back man or that.
More chain I got you again, but I know, title rank is there. I'm going to get you a one way. One qualify, or can I won't mail a few can never minute. If you're Kajana can, then you feel how one a small apple like Sunday. Nicola Leho, not a nagbe, National bar, one hour is going to tell about Lolly. It was a while manifest one qualify. Nika wala wo me awo no
jibiri nika owo ya okpokwane no nye na waka okam nsoyi no obepepepe kasha be ne ba naka wo ye pepepe ni wo ye jombo what is school wakam nsoyi ka kro mo shi wo jombo le jack ro ajomo ni no wo qualify government MPP boyono slatete lejimu ni dimo shi ye be jibiri nika ofe afite fe no won ke amlalu government le ncheniji nana ado etume na bakwe
Wei addition more aplaku ewo gas south empotamu na wote se wani abra wo che se omo bridge a wo nam so enko yie enti mpanyifo enhwe ema wo mo ye kopiem wa ketebo ewo apa menya mansi ewo epoem bantam emu a nananum himfo ne omanfo no ekire se eniema bebre ena omunya ya nka omo epe ebi ya kwan asese ya wo hwe kwan se mpanyifo besiesie na enimenu ya ede ama wo.
Wabra UTV kase boy ko piemu ho ne amanfo ni bi kasa na wotire mu a kamia kwa so man Ghana na konya sa hodo etimi faso tu kwan pa no ye de na kwakwa ye kwan ko a keteki enye papa bi na mpese abefo de electrical train ya kwakonya bi endi se oye kuro na wo man Ghana mu na se wo kwan nya na kamia kwa se wo de esum kabisi emu ena wo hye na sa esumi ebi ena drum esanse won kwan enyenyenyenyenyenyenye edwuma wo ye wo kese pa na yekuayo wode won fudi aba na akwakoye den so wode won fudi no befira fuom akwako piemu e wodwadi bia hodo enkankan ne se nso beto ene ka nko na ka ba ede sa behwe na won fudi nyina asai we amakuafo ho no mo wadi amia papa ne sa esunti enu osufira ban so ohia ne nsamumua wo kire nsamu sei
ketebo kwan no de enye kra trese titru bebia people no wo no ube pa kro bi ho ye frɛ ho mlewa frisa kro no so abedru people no ho de enye kra nti ema ye niema nyina se ye yɛ nneɛma na nneɛma no nyinaa yɛ basaa kyerɛ sɛ yɛnya adwadifoɔ papa apemfoɔ no mu no at times na sɛ ɛduro ɛberɛ sɛ a ɔmo bɛwɔ na sɛ wofrɛ kaa sɛ na kwan no ti wonya kaa at times a apemfoɔ no wode no bɛto ɔto so wobɛduru koraa ɛbɛduru berɛ a ɔbɛwo no na adane ayɛ program wanhwɛ yi a ɔbɛwo na ne nsa ɛnka baa no nsuo no yɛne nsuo pa a yɛnom wɔ ha nsuo no ɛyɛ nsuo a kyerɛ sɛ obroni frɛ no stream water ɛyɛ no bi na yɛnom na mmoa nso ɛyɛ apɔnkye ne adwan no mo ne prɛko ɔmo nyinaa ɔmo kɔ nsuo no so ɔmo nom wie a ɛno a na yɛn nso yɛbɛkɔ akɔsa ɛyɛ ɛnom de nnuane adi
nipa ba so ba tom nneɛma mo ba beton ontimi nya car fa kɔ junction hɔ enti moto na ɛfa moto no so yɛ brɛ car no so ba mo charge yɛ 10 cedi isa fa nipa ba ko moto no so yɛ so yɛ give 150 enti yɛ kwan no de la nya yɛ pa cha aban ba boaye.
Here the bad condition of the road and poor road network and telecom network. So we suffer when rain falls. During the rain season, we do not get car to the junction. So the farmers here are suffering for car, and the road too is not good. Before there will be more cars here. So sometimes when it's fall, the cars did not come here to pick the goods to the market. So when the buyers come here to buy, they buy it with a low costing.
Na me ba ha na me kan for 3 years. Na how bebre e na yenya efi yenya wo ekrowe so ekrowe ase. Na ba ko ye kwan. Ye kwan ni enyenyenyenyenyen. Ye moto e na ye fa ansa na yetimi akọ main road so akọfa car e ko market na se ye kofie ni ade. Ye ba ye niama ye kita moto ni ade. Enti so obi yare a titru apemfo awo kan okra moto so e na obetana ansa na wakọ the next junction clinic bi wo ho se omo ntimi wo ho na ndi omo de wa afaka na omo de wakọ hospital.
Yeko elwak eho na NIA cats no empanyifo gu so a wo mo eye ene ne kina nso omo wie sen ene niema esite magbaron mahai
I na Joseph
Tramfonyi kakra kire
yo se de nye ni mo no eye 31st July eye Sunday kama ya doma say by midnight there wa register o number and as a mobile number o Ghana no say empanyifo an yanse say bia ni mo yi a say o number no ntumi yusu bio anu nti na ma Ghana carrier CM fan register Ghana for do na say no o manya bere so menya Ghana card bi Ghana card is so ya Afia mo community one the part do na kwa yenti so still now over do our high one of the centers nationwide the part go do na ni pa best me ha manya ni pa best 500 plus and that's more than 500 plus na go the various stamps war how mo say no say to me I Ghana card to me I want me to register my number before Sunday we do now after the force so I imagine say some to me mama Ghana card that's what me yama want machines do na mo dey about but as the panel does the process now is slow but you must still now you want to one omo left from their right omo ba you want some about that so enyo dem omo na ade go some about ha check any ade this same form of complaints and ekoso na we any minister of communication honorable Slawusu Asia Akyere digital center and we say honorable na we have Sunday 31st July again be see and say nebesi there the prophet am some for no Monday after 31st July Sunday no or just say only stakeholders this year telcos no ma share how far mako na dey bia e bia o attention there one can about or say or may stakeholder consultation and stand on coming up with the next level. But Ghana phone calls one among us over there Ghana card, what's near register the number. And Untina Osha Ghana for the go do down the go as the Numuka dejected and also my assassin almost a hope of any horse on Ghana card or when you might was a demand of quality but very slow, very slow. Manifa do not wa. Omo se bedroom so, se ndroom so. Enti oba awa ka ha dia. Se nipa do gu ha no enya ni paketwa. Ebi mu kra hu ni omo ye wa ha se ya. Ejuma so na ekoso nipa do na so na NIA impedi so do na omo de machines aba ha se. Omo timi aye Ghana card ama omo nya bi. But apart from ha se no other areas omo timi anya Ghana card no omo betia premium centers so wo ha. Even bet me ako, but go ha, the part of Dona, and other go ha, or more Benjamin Ghana card before year, July 31st. Now, Bano, Osha Pines to circle, for instance, MTN officer or if I do go, I feel I'm going to register on number. We share the various centers now. The Nipa Guhopa here, or when you now call some register number. MTN or Tefano officer, Nipa Guho, I feel I'm going to register number. It's also Ghana for as year passes 31st July. The one register number there, it is a 170. And when you now have a Guha, do not another Guha, almost say, most of them Ghana card. It's near also our canon.
Mark, you have a mo any manibo. Yamanibo for Osi and Nem Elwak Sports Stadium, Ebra, Jumede Aircoso, Efa Ghana Cats mono, and no any Cotino or Mark Baron. Ye Jina way a sonne tray who Aja Boafon Cats or ye bar, ye beko agopramasu bongo di fara and a diabeco, Eva Sisia.